Clare, love.
What?
You must stop brooding. You must get out more, see more people. Look, I'm sorry that things didn't work out with Edward.
I don't want to talk about it.
You feel better
Mummy,
if you do talk. All right.
Have you got a photograph of me as a baby?
What? Yes, of course I have. Oodles of them. First babies are photographed more than royalty.
Well, could I have one, please?
Certainly. Why do you want it?
Katie's party.
I thought you said you weren't going to that.
I am going, Mummy.
Oh, good.
Simply to stop people saying you must stop brooding, you must get out more, see more people.
Ah, that's poodly.
Let's have a look.
And you giving your impression of a floor mop. Poodly was such a sweet cat. Pity she got run over. Do you remember why she was called Poodly?
Yes, I do.
Because you said you wanted a poodle for Christmas and Daddy couldn't stand dogs.
Mummy,
so when you
one
got
of your most infuriating habits is to say, do you remember something? And even though I've said yes, proceed to tell me about it.
Do I often do that?
Yes.
I mean, I know Granny does.
Take my word for it, you do it just like she does.
Oh, dear. Why do you need a picture of you as a baby?
Because we're all going to take photographs to Katie's party, and they're all going to be stuck up on the wall with numbers on them, and we all have to guess whose was which baby.
Sounds fun.
It'll be about as much fun as having a root canal filled.
Look, I know it.
Don't say it. Don't say anything.
Okay, okay. Ah, there you are. Well, this fun too.
Yeah.
You were so sweet.
Yes, well, I'm not now, am I?
Yes, you are. To my eyes, anyway.
Oh, we should go to an optician.
Actually, there's a lot of lovely stuff here. Would you like to look through? All right. Good evening, Sarah, dear. Hello, Mother. Hello, Clare. Oh, photographs.
Oh, I love that one of you, Clare. You were always such a pretty baby. So very pretty. Whereas you, Sarah, dear, and I suppose I shouldn't say this about my own daughter, but one must be realistic. You were a really ugly baby.
Thank you, Mother.
Of course, that doesn't mean I was any less fond of you, Sarah.
Oh, good.
Oh, no. I always loved my little ugly duckling.
Thank you.
Sarah, I've had an idea.
What?
Well, since we're being all nostalgic, why don't you both come down and have a look at my photograph albums? I know exactly where to lay my hands on
Mother,
them.
no one's really interested. I don't know, she never listens. I mean, you don't want to see all Granny's photographs, do you, Clare?
Oh, I wouldn't mind.
But Clare, when I asked you if you wanted to look at my photographs, Clare, has anybody ever told you you're perverse?
Yes, Mummy, you have often.
Sarah. Yes? Claire's already in there.
So?
Did you manage to get anything out of her about Edward?
Not a thing.
Well, I'm not surprised. You probably tried to bully it out of her.
No, I didn't.
What's needed is a more subtle, psychological approach. I'll have a go.
No, Mother, I don't want to.
Ah. Found the albums all right, have you, Claire, dear? Oh, there's the coffee. Oh, now that one, you see, Claire, is the whole family group. Must have been about 1953.
Why is Grandpa looking at you like that?
What? He's not looking at me like anything.
He looks really furious.
No, no, that's just a trick of the light.
No, it isn't a trick of the light. I remember that expression of Daddy's.
And do you know who that funny little scrap is, Claire? With the pigtails?
Oh, it's Mummy. What a sweet little Uchie-Coochie.
Shut up.
Do you know, I remember the day that photograph was taken as if it was yesterday. Sarah had just been very naughty, and I'm afraid I'd had to speak to her rather sharply. That's why she's looking so sour.
I don't think I look sour. I think I look rather sweet.
And your father hadn't helped at all. He encouraged you, as usual.
Oh, I see. You just torn him off a strip, and that's why he's looking so cross.
What?
Sorry, why he's looking as if a trick of the light has just hit him.
Now, Claire, would you like to see some pictures of me as a little girl?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good for a laugh.
I beg your pardon.
Yes, I'd love to.
There. That's me in the back garden of my parents' house after Christmas lunch in well, a little while back. Now, what do you think of that, Claire?
It's a bit blurred. Who's the other girl with you?
Oh, that's Sarah's Auntie Lilian.
The one who lives in Canada?
Yes.
I didn't realise she was the same age as you.
Oh, she's quite a lot older.
Well, if she's older than you,
Well, which, as I say, she must be.
she must be incredibly ancient. Oh, what a pretty hideous dress she was wearing. Look at all that smocking and that dreadful bow in her hair.
Yes, I'm afraid dress sense was never Lilian's strong point. Not quite sure what was her strong point, actually. Lilian was rather the off-white sheep of the family.
But always good value.
Well, if drinking a lot of gin and telling rather risque stories is good value, I suppose Lilian does give you a money's worth. Do you know, Clare, she got through 3 husbands.
Oh, must be a game old bird.
Actually, when that photograph was taken, Lilian was in disgrace.
Everyone seems to be in disgrace when they're photographed with you.
You see, that Christmas, Uncle Everard and Auntie Winnie were giving me a porcelain doll, and they were only giving Lilian a box of handkerchiefs, which was very appropriate because she was always rather a snotty child. Anyway, Lilian wasn't best pleased about that, and the cheeky little minx actually crept under the Christmas tree and changed the labels over.
So when that photograph was taken, she really was in deep disgrace?
Oh, yes.
Is that why you've got such a smug expression on your face?
That's not a smug expression, Clare. That's just a trick of the light. Incidentally, Clare...
Yes, Granny?
I do think it's about time that you told us precisely what happened with Edward. And why are you looking at me like that, Sarah?
Just lost in admiration for the subtlety of your psychological... Sorry, Mother, just a trick of the light.
It was quite a bonus having these in that lot with the encyclopedias.
Where was the auction?
Stipton. Contents of some retired vicar's house. Ah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't mind bygone books having an old photograph section.
But who'd buy them? I mean, I'm sure you'd sell arty photographs, but these are just snapshots of other people's relatives.
So, if you don't like the relatives God gave you, then come to Bygone Books and buy up a new lot. Other people's relatives are often a lot easier to cope with than one's own.
You can say that again.
Apropos of nothing, how is your mother?
Ah, well, she's, well, whatever she is, she doesn't become less so with the passage of time.
No.
Oh, sometimes I wish she could be in the wrong just once.
What I gather, it seems that she's usually in the wrong.
Of course she is, but she'll never admit it.
Ah.
I would love just once to see her forced into a position from which even she couldn't avoid admitting that she was in the wrong.
Good luck. Well, I never. Surprising the things retired vicars go in for.
What? Hey, that's pornography. How intriguing.
Yeah. Not easy to do, either.
More sherry?
Oh, just a quarter of an inch.
Wish you wouldn't do that, Mother.
Do what?
Well, always when you're offered something, you say, oh, just a quarter of an inch, just half a cup, just a little bit of bread.
There's nothing wrong in having a small appetite, Sarah.
No, but that's not the reason why you always say it.
I wonder, could you stop criticising me for just a moment while I answer the telephone? Thank you so much. Hello?
Hello? Eleanor?
Yes? Who is this?
It's Lilian.
Good gracious.
Look, I wanted to get in touch because
Oh, you've been cut off. Or more likely, she's cut herself off.
Who's cut herself off?
Lilian.
Auntie Lilian?
That was Auntie Lilian phoning from Canada.
Goodness.
She sounded very frail, poor dear.
Wonder what she was phoning about.
I should think very probably to wish me a happy 75th birthday.
But your 75th birthday was last year.
Oh, I know, dear, but I gather Lilian's getting very confused these days. According to cousin Roland, almost completely gaga.
What, old age?
Yes, old age. I can't think the gin's helped either. Hello?
Oh, that's better.
Oh, you got through again, Lilian, dear. Well done.
The bloody hotel switchboard cut me off.
Oh, dear. She thinks she's living in a hotel now, Sarah, whatever next. So you're living in a hotel now, are you, Lilian?
Yes.
So you're not in your house at the moment?
No. I see. Now, this hotel, it wouldn't be a sort of private hotel, would it? More like a home, a sort of eventide home?
Oh, Eleanor, what are you gibbering about? Have you completely lost your marbles?
What?
I'm staying in a hotel near Victoria.
Victoria. Now, that's near Vancouver, isn't it?
No, you fool. Victoria Station.
Victoria Station?
In London.
In London?
Oh, Eleanor, do stop repeating everything I say. Look, I'm staying in a hotel near Victoria Station in London. Now, have you got that?
Yes, I have.
Thank goodness. I was beginning to think that Cousin Roland was quite right.
Cousin Roland? What's he got to do with it?
Oh, only that he told me that you were completely gaga, Eleanor.
What?
So what was Cousin Roland playing at, saying they were both gaga? Was it his idea of a practical joke?
Quite honestly, I think he was just trying to be nice. I mean, clearly there's been a degree of rivalry between Mother and Lilian over the years. So far as Cousin Roland knew, they were never going to meet again. So he implied to each that the other one was gaga.
Telling them both what they wanted to hear.
Exactly.
As it turns out, they are going to be together.
Yes. 0 hour is 8 o'clock this evening. First, Mother was distinctly unkeen about the whole idea. Kept asking if Auntie Lilian thought she could cope with the journey.
Well, if she coped with the journey from Canada to London.
Well, the very point that Auntie Lilian made.
So you're looking forward to this encounter?
Well, let's say I think it'll be an interesting rather than a relaxing evening. With Clare in her present mood, I'm not expecting much help from her. And, of course, I will have to be on my very, very, very best behaviour. Mother will be showing me off, you see.
Ah.
Because, in spite of the 3 marriages, Auntie Lilian never had any children.
So you become Eleanor's trump card?
Yes, her prize exhibit to be displayed at its absolute best.
And do I gather that she started grooming you already?
And how? Oh, yes, over the past few weeks, Russell, I have been finding out what it feels like to be entered for crafts.
I'm not at all sure, Sarah, dear. Haven't you got something a bit more, distinctive?
Distinctive?
Yes. I mean, what you have on is very nice, but it's not exactly,
Distinctive?
no. I mean, you could be just anyone.
I am just anyone. Just a middle-aged widow whose mother's cousin is coming for dinner.
Don't be facile, Sarah. I was thinking of you, not of myself.
No?
You don't want Auntie Lilian thinking you look ordinary, do you?
I quite honestly don't care. I want to look like I look. If that is ordinary, so be it.
No.
Oh, honestly, Mother, you've always been like this.
Like what?
Putting up fronts, pretences, and for no reason. I mean, don't you actually think that it's better for your guests to see you as you really are?
Good heavens, no. I think that's a dreadful idea. You have to make an effort for guests.
Oh, why? Why not just relax when you're entertaining?
Relax. Entertaining's got nothing to do with relaxation, Sarah. Good entertainment is the product of a great deal of effort.
Yes, maybe, but...
And if you're not prepared to make that effort, I am.
Evidently, Mother...
Evening.
Hello.
That looks very nice, Clare, dear. A very nice ensemble.
Yes, well, I thought I'd make an effort.
Swap.
Don't listen to your mother, Clare. She's just jealous of your clothes sense. One tiny point, Clare.
Yes?
You won't be wearing that much lipstick, will you?
What?
Well, I'm afraid lipstick does still have, connotations.
Connotations?
Yes, Clare, you've heard of the painted woman of Babylon, haven't you?
I'm sorry, Clare. Sarah's being very childish this evening. Don't listen to her. I just feel that with Auntie Lilian coming, it would be better...
Look, I saw a recent photograph of Auntie Lilian and she had oodles of lipstick on.
I think that rather proves my point, Clare. Don't forget, Lilian's had 3 husbands.
Having had 3 husbands isn't necessarily a sign of moral depravity.
No, I agree, it isn't. Not necessarily.
Oh, Mother! Oh, I must go and do the potatoes.
Oh, Sarah,
Yes, sir.
you will brush your hair before dinner, won't you, dear?
Yes, Mother, I will. Unless you like to do it for me, make sure it's properly done.
Oh, that is a good idea, Sarah. What on earth was that about? Look, Clare, now that we're alone and you're more relaxed, perhaps you'd like to tell me what happened with Edward. Oh, dear.
When we were children, because we were of an age, everybody assumed that we were bound to get on well. Just shows how wrong they can be, doesn't it?
Well,
So what is the age difference between you?
2 years.
So you'll be coming up for your 80th birthday in a couple of years, Auntie Lilian.
What? Oh, no. I'm 2 years younger than Eleanor.
But, Granny, you said that...
I think, Sarah, Lilian would probably like another cup of coffee.
Yes, of course. Would you?
Oh, thanks.
Mother?
Oh, just half a cup, dear, please.
You haven't changed, have you, Eleanor?
I beg your pardon.
Well, you always used to do that. Oh, just half a cup, please. Just a little bit of bread with a scraping of butter. Just one rasher of bacon, please. Used to drive me mad.
There's nothing wrong in having a small appetite.
Oh, no, not if that's what you've got. But you used to say all that stuff and then keep coming back for seconds.
Well,
Chocolate, anyone?
Oh, thanks. I wonder what Cousin Roland meant by your being gaga, Eleanor.
and about you being gaga, Lilian.
Well, now that I've seen you, at least I know that that's absolutely untrue.
Oh.
No, you're as devious as ever you were. And I'm just the same as ever I was. I still play 3 rounds of golf a week.
Do you? It's very impressive.
Do you play golf at all?
Oh, goodness, no. I could never really see the point of knocking little balls about the countryside.
You were never very much good at it, were you? You even stopped Geoffrey playing, didn't you?
Yes, I remember Daddy giving up golf. I had no idea you actually stopped him, Mother.
I didn't, of course not. I may have passed some comment about the amount of time your father spent in the golf club bar, but I...
Oh, we all know your ways of passing comment, Eleanor. You didn't like his interest in the lady members of the club.
Really, Lilian, now you're being ridiculous. Geoffrey never thought of another woman.
Oh, no?
Certainly not. I saw to it that he didn't.
I wouldn't be too sure. Now, do you remember that Christmas, just after you were married, and we all stayed in that hotel in Cornwall?
Yes, of course. And remind me, Lilian, which of your husbands were you on then?
Number 2. But he had to go up to London, and you had gone to bed early because you claimed that you had a migraine. And Geoffrey and I went for a walk by the sea.
Funny you should talk about Christmas, Auntie Lilian, because we were looking at a photograph of you and Mother on another Christmas day last week.
Oh, really?
I don't think Lilian wants to hear about that, Sarah.
Oh, yes, I do. Where are the photographs?
Clare, love, they're down in Granny's sitting room. Would you mind?
No, sure.
Do you still hear from your husbands, Lilian? Any of them?
Not from number 1, but then he's dead, so I wouldn't. Number 3 rings me up from time to time. But number 2 seems to vanish off the face of the earth. I'm afraid number 2 was a bit of a mistake.
Meaning that the others weren't?
Oh, the others were the right thing at the time. Both worked very well.
For a while.
Well, number 2 worked well for a while. The trouble was he was oversexed and congenitally unfaithful. Well, there was nothing I can do about that. Some men are like that, you know.
Men are only like that if you allow them to be like that. I certainly never allowed Geoffrey to be like that.
Oh, you never allowed Geoffrey to be anything, did you?
What about another chocolate?
Oh, no, thank you.
Here we are.
Now, we don't want to look at these dreadful blurred old snapshots, do we?
But, Mother, I thought...
Here it is. Look, Auntie Lilian.
Oh, that Christmas.
Do you know, Sarah, I suddenly don't feel at all well.
That was the Christmas that there was a terrible scene.
Terrible scene?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's all coming back to me. Eleanor, just looking at you with that terrible bow in your hair.
I thought that you were the one.
And that frightful dress with the smocking.
I feel rather as though one of my migraines was coming on.
Oh, do shut up, Eleanor. There's nothing wrong with you. No. That was the Christmas that you got hauled over the coals for changing the labels on our presents, wasn't it?
What? No, I don't recall. I've got a splitting headache.
Yes, because Uncle Everard and Auntie Winnie were giving me a doll and they were giving you a box of handkerchiefs. It was very appropriate because you were always rather a snotty child. And you decided that you'd much rather have
Auntie
the doll.
Lilian, please.
What?
I don't think Mother's very well. She does get these awful migraines.
No, it's all sham.
I think it would be a good idea if I took Mother to her flat to lie down. Don't you think so, Mother?
I don't feel at all well, Sarah.
Come along, then.
Thank you, Sarah.
You will forgive us, won't you, Auntie Lilian?
There's nothing wrong with her, you know.
Probably not.
Eleanor always pretended to be ill when things got tough. Sheer bunkum. So, I gather you've just broken up with your boyfriend.
Yes.
You're feeling lousy.
Yes.
You're hideous. You've a warped personality. Nobody will ever find you attractive ever again.
That's about it.
I know. I've been there.
But how did you get out?
Well, I think at first that I got angry.
Oh, I'm angry.
Oh, yes, but you're turning the anger against yourself. You want to externalize it a bit. Turn it against the person that's hurt you.
But how do you do that?
Well, I used... Oh. I used what? I don't think my method would suit you, Claire.
Why? What did you do?
Remarry. Seriously, though. Do you want to talk about it?
So, you got everything your little heart desired.
I suppose I did, yes.
Eleanor was publicly shown up to be in the wrong. Exactly what you'd been asking for.
Yes. And how did I react? Presented with my dearest wish on a plate, Mother being shown up as a shameless old fraud. What do? I start to feel sorry for her. I actually go to her rescue. I bail her out. Why do I do that?
Possibly because deep down, through all those layers of defence and anger and cynicism, you're really rather a nice person.
Nice. Nice. Yuck. Mother's favourite term of approval. What a horrible, watery word nice is.
Yes.
Mind you, I don't think the whole experience has been wasted.
No?
Nope. Next time Mother gets really impossible, I have the ultimate sanction against her.
A quick phone call to Canada.
That's it.
And how long do you think that sanction will make Eleanor toe the line?
I don't know. I'd say about, till tomorrow, anyway.